Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. We're going to be in the Epic Handbook from 3rd edition D&D today. We're continuing the feat videos for this video today. We're going to go over the following feats as we get closer to ending the video chapters on feats. We're going to go over polyglot, positive energy aura, ranged inspiration, reactive countersong, reflect arrows, righteous strike, ruinous rage, scribe epic scroll, self-concealment, shattering strike, sneak attack of opportunity, spectral strike, spell knowledge, spell opportunity, spell stowaway. So without further ado, let's start reading on polyglot. You can speak, read, and write all languages. The prerequisites for this feat is intelligence of 25, speak language, 5 languages. Benefit: you can speak all languages. If you're literate, you can also read and write all languages, not including magical script. So you couldn't use this to read a scroll, is what it's trying to say, or a spell book. So, positive energy aura, you automatically turn or even destroy lesser undead. Prerequisites: charisma of 25, the ability to turn undead, and the ability to cast dispel evil. You would have to tweak with this feat if you were using it for your clerics from Pathfinder. Benefit: every undead creature that comes within 15 feet of you is automatically affected as if you had turned it. This doesn't cost a turning attempt, and you don't have to roll turning damage. It automatically affects all undead in a 15-foot burst centered on you. But it only turns undead with hit dice equal to or less than your effective cleric level minus 10. And automatically destroys undead with hit dice equal to or less than your effective cleric level minus 20. For example, a 22nd level cleric would automatically turn any nearby wights or wraiths and would automatically destroy any medium-sized skeletons or zombies that come near him, but would have to turn nightshades and the like normally. Just as with normal turning, you can't affect undead that have total cover relative to you. Ranged inspiration. You can use your bardic music at a greater range than normal. Prerequisite: the bardic music class feature and perform 25 ranks. I'd reduce the perform to 22 ranks because the way ranks work in 3rd edition D&D versus Pathfinder D&D, or Pathfinder, I should say, is different. The starting character in D&D 3rd edition got to start with enough ranks, and their maximum ranks they could have in a skill was equal to 3 plus their level. So they would have 4 ranks at first level, where in Pathfinder the maximum ranks are equal to your level, and then if they're your starting class skills, you can get a +3 modifier, but not to their ranks, just to the skill. And that's where I would reduce the cost for this down to 22. Benefit: double the range of any bardic music ability that has a range. For instance, you can countersong to protect creatures within 60 feet of you rather than 30 feet. You can fascinate a creature up to 180 feet away. You can inspire competence or greatness in an ally up to 60 feet away. If the creature must hear the bard to be affected by the ability, that requirement doesn't change regardless of any extended range the bard's ability may have. Special: a character can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects stack. Remember that 2 doublings equals a tripling, and so forth. Next would be reactive countersong. So I skipped that one because I've talked about it before. Okay. Reactive countersong. You can use countersong as a reaction to a sonic or language-dependent magical attack. Prerequisite: combat reflexes. Perform 30 ranks. So for this, I would do perform 27 ranks. Bardic music class feature, if I was using it for Pathfinder. Benefit: you can begin a countersong at any time, even when it's not your turn. Much like a wizard who has readied a counterspell action, though you don't have to ready an action to do so. Thus, you could use the countersong as a reaction to a sonic or language-dependent magical attack. You can't use reactive countersong at the same time you are using another bardic music ability, though you can stop the other bardic music ability to begin reactive countersong if so desired. Normal: without this feat, you can only use countersong on your turn. Next is reflective arrows. You reflect ranged attacks back upon the attacker. Prerequisites: a dex of 25. Deflect arrows and improved unarmed strike. Benefit: when you deflect an arrow or other ranged attack, the attack is reflected back upon the attacker at your base ranged attack bonus. Let's see. Righteous strike. Your unarmed strike are particularly damaging to chaotic creatures. Prerequisites: a wisdom of 19, improved unarmed strike, stunning fist, and any lawful alignment. Your unarmed strike is treated as lawful weapon. It deals plus 2d6 points of damage against creatures of chaotic alignment. This ability doesn't stack with similar abilities. For instance, if some other effect has granted you the lawful ability to your unarmed strike. Ruinous rage. While in a rage, you can deal tremendous damage to objects. Prerequisites: a strength of 25, power attack, sunder, rage 5 per day. Now that prerequisite you'd have to play with a little bit in Pathfinder. Essentially, you would need to be an 20th level barbarian, because I believe that's the amount of rages you got as a barbarian by the time you were 20th level in 3rd edition. But I could be wrong. It could have been higher than that. Benefit: while in a rage, you ignore the hardness of any object you strike. Also, double your strength bonus for the purpose of any strength check made to break an object with a sudden force rather than by dealing normal damage, including burst bindings such as ropes or manacles. Scribe epic scroll. You can scribe scrolls of epic power. You need to have the scribe scroll feat, knowledge arcana 24 ranks, I'd reduce that to 21. Spellcraft 24 ranks, I'd reduce that to 21. Benefit: you can scribe scrolls that exceed the normal limits for such items. As stated in this book and in the Dungeon Master's Guide, for instance, you could scribe a scroll with a spells of greater than 9th level, or a scroll with a caster level greater than 20th. Even this feat does not allow you to scribe a scroll with an epic spell. Such magic defies the power of the written word and thus cannot be scribed into a scroll. What they're talking about with epic spells is spells that use spell seeds to cast. And there's a list of them. I suppose I'll go over all that stuff after the feat videos. So look forward to that, guys. But if you were doing any regular spell and any spell with meta magic casting levels added to it, you could go above 9th level spells as long as you had the spell slot A to be able to cast that yourself, and then this feat. What are we on? We're on self-concealment. Okay. When in combat, your form becomes blurry and indistinct, making it difficult to land a blow against you. Prerequisite: a dex of 30, a hide of 30, and a tumble of 30 ranks, and the improved evasion. So what I would change would be your hide, A, would be called stealth, would need to be 27, and your tumble would be called acrobatics, would need to be 27 in Pathfinder. Those would be the only two things I would change to make it the same level that the qualifiers are for this. Benefit: attacks against you have a 10% miss chance the equivalent of 1/4 concealment. You lose this benefit when you would lose your dexterity bonus to AC. Special, this feat may be taken multiple times. Each time it is taken, the mischance increases by 10% to a maximum of 50% after it has been taken 5 times. Okay, so what's left? Shattering Strike, Sneak Attack of Opportunity, Spectral Strike, Spell Knowledge, Spell Opportunity, Spell Stowaway. Okay, so I don't have to jump around and look any. Okay, so Shattering Strike, you can shatter objects with your unarmed strike. Prerequisites: Epic Weapon Focused Unarmed Strike, Weapon Focused Unarmed Strike, Concentration 25 ranks, Key Strike +3. I'm not sure a Key Strike would transfer into Epic from Pathfinder the same, because I think that one just becomes like Key Strike Magical or something like that. So you'd have to have Key Strike Magical to qualify. And then Concentration is not a class skill anymore. So probably pick like a common, I don't know. You'd have to switch out the skill qualification for something else for Pathfinder. But benefit: when using an unarmed strike to attempt to break an object with a sudden force rather than by dealing normal damage, make a concentration check rather than a strength check. The break DC remains the same. Using a shattering strike is a full round action that incurs attacks of opportunity. You can't use shattering strike to escape bonds unless you are so bound as to allow you to make an unarmed strike against your bindings, such as when you are bound by a length of chain. Sneak Attack of Opportunity. Whenever your opponent lets his guard down, you can make a sneak attack. Prerequisites: Sneak Attack plus 8d6, Opportunist class feature. Benefit: any attack of opportunity you make is considered a sneak attack. That's going to be pretty devastating to anyone getting hit with an extra 8d6 points of damage from an attack of opportunity. Spectral Strike. You can strike incorporeal creatures if they were solid. Prerequisites: Wisdom of 19. Ability to turn or rebuke undead. Benefit: your attacks deal damage normally against incorporeal creatures. Normal: without this feat, even attacks that can damage an incorporeal creature have a 50% chance to deal no damage. Spell Knowledge. You add 2 additional arcane spells to your repertoire. Prerequisite: ability to cast spells of the maximum normal spell level of an arcane spellcasting class. So for a bard, that's 6th level spells, and for wizard and sorcerer, that's 9th level spells. Benefit: you learn 2 new arcane spells of any level up to your maximum level you can cast. This feat does not grant any additional spell slots. Special: you can gain this feat multiple times. So for your sorcerer characters when they're in epic level, and for your bards when you want to know more spells, you take that feat. Spell Opportunity. You can cast a touch spell as an attack of opportunity. Prerequisites: combat casting, combat reflexes, quicken spell, spellcraft of 25 ranks. So I would reduce that down to 22 ranks. Benefit: whenever you are allowed an attack of opportunity, you may cast and attack with a touch spell as your attack of opportunity. This incurs attacks of opportunity just as if you had cast the spell normally. Normal: without this feat, you can only make a melee attack as an attack of opportunity. Spell Stowaway. This is the final feat for this video. Choose a spell-like ability you possess or a spell you can cast. You gain the benefits of this magic whenever it is used near you. Prerequisites: spellcraft 24 ranks. So there again, I'd reduce that down to 21. Caster level 12th. So you only need to be 12th level to qualify for this. But you need to have a really high spellcraft. Benefit: you are attuned to the magic you chose. If another spellcaster within 300 feet of you uses this magic, you also immediately gain the magic's effect as if it had been used on you by the same caster. You must have direct line of sight to the spellcaster in order to gain the benefit of the attuned magic. Though you do not have to know the spellcaster is present, and you can be flat-footed. The magic's duration, effect, and other specifications are determined by its original caster's level. Special, you can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Each time you take this feat, it applies to a different spell or spell-like ability. And that will end this video of epic feats. It looks like there's one or two more videos left in the feat list for us to cover all the feats. If you enjoyed this, share this with your other players that are thinking about playing epic level adventures, D&D or Pathfinder beyond 20th level. If there's any feats that you enjoyed the most, put them in the comments below. Until we all game again, guys.